A delayed debut worth it? Oh yes, I must admit I was impressed by Harry Amass' first game as a Manchester United player. Welcome to the United of Sport, and in this video, I'm here to focus on Harry Amass and how he fared when he came on in the 69th minute as Manchester United made light work of Leicester City. Now listen guys, we've always craved for this boy. We've always been praying to see Harry Amass on the pitch. I do remember when Luke Shaw was falling off every now and then, when Lisandro Martinez was falling off, everyone was saying, when are we going to see Harry Amass? And quite frankly, at some point it looked like Harry Amass has no place in the Ruben Amorim system. When Amorim came in, it looked like there was no chance. Under Eric Ten Hag, because you do recall, he was first introduced to the senior team in April of 2024. And you felt any time from then he was going to come on. But his debut was delayed so long, perhaps longer than most of us could have waited ordinarily for. But when it came, I feel like it felt sweet and it felt like a perfect timing. I mean, this boy, first of all, I don't think with his physique, he was ever going to be good enough as a defender in the back three under Ruben Amorim. I think indeed Aiden Heaven, with his physique, his stature, tall and big, I think he's a perfect player to fit in the Ruben Amorim defense. But Harry Amass has sort of been figured out and where he would fit. As a backup, as he's being groomed, of course, for the future, he could fit in as a backup in the wing-back position on the left, because when he came on in the 69th minute, I felt he looked impressive. He won 2 tackles. He only misplaced 1 pass. He won all his duels in the air. His aerial duels he won. Meanwhile, he had 30 touches on the ball. 30 touches on the ball, yet he came on in the 69th minute. I feel for me, it was an impressive performance. I think one that properly represents him following how he performed in that preseason game, if you recall, with Eric Ten Hag. So I think it was a worthy debut. It was a long wait, but I think it was worth it. I mean, and you want to look at the timing and feel like, what an impeccable timing, because United is in a good run, has been on a good run of games. And most of these academy players or these youngsters have been unlucky that they have been introduced in a struggling Man United team. You go back to Kobe Maino, talk about players like even Garnacho himself did not come in when Man United was flying. You talk about players like Toby Collier, and it's a bit of a load. And when I talk about being introduced with the team struggling, I don't mean exactly the position on the pile, but in terms of the play on the pitch, the performances, because the teams were really, really struggling. On poor runs, losses, one loss after the other, and then you have to bring in a youngster. That's a lot of load on them. But also, it will be difficult for the youngster to really have the confidence to express themselves because the team is struggling. But I feel that the timing for Harry Amass's debut was just impeccable, because United was leading, proper control of the game, and then he's brought on as a wing back where you feel he doesn't have a lot of load in terms of defensive load, because in a back four, perhaps if he had any chance of playing, he was always going to come in as a defender. And you understand the pressure that you have as a defender, because you're nearly the second last line of defense. Any mistake, you're just exposing the goalkeeper. I felt for me, everything around his cameo was perfect, and he took it in his arms and ran away with it, because he just enjoyed himself, fearless, going forward, dribbling. There's a ball he lost. I think that's the only ball he lost, but he was dribbling it with confidence. Of course, he did not remember to look behind him to say that there was someone coming. Someone could have felt it was a foul on him, but it looked for me like this boy was all confident and all expressive. For a first game, I thought the minutes were good. 69th minute, that's about 21 minutes. I think that was good. Is it even 31? Yes, 31 minutes. I think for me, that was good. Actually, it's 21. I think that was good for him. Good minutes for you to make a debut. He went on his Instagram, posted and how he felt well, and he had all his teammates coming out to praise him. Bruno, the captain, obviously, is always among the first to come out and respond to such youngsters when they express themselves after a good game. Then Toby Collier, his fellow youngster as well, congratulating him. I feel for me now that even when we've got all these issues, these injuries, I think these kids that Amorim is beginning to trust are all not letting us down. Think of Chido Obi. Yes, yet to score a goal, but I mean, he's only getting a few minutes, but also he's always putting himself in good position. So for me, Chido Obi's goal will always be a matter of time. It will definitely come. Look at Aiden Heaven. Brilliant performance. And sadly, he gets injured. We are waiting to see how bad it will be, but at least what we know, he wasn't taken to hospital. He walked off the stadium. At least he limped off, if I would call it, when they were leaving the stadium. So I think for me, that's another good positive. But he becomes Harry Amass, the 253rd Manchester United Academy kid to play for the senior team. Of course, joining the likes of Toby Collier, Garnacho, talk about Kobe, and he's the third who has been given his debut by Ruben Amorim. So for me, I feel there is every reason for us to be excited about him. I loved how he performed, and I look at him as the guy who perhaps could in the future be the backup for Patrick Dorgu, because Dorgu is definitely the designated left wing back. I think Harry Amass, give him a good run of games, maybe at some point he might be the one playing there, that even when Dorgu is not there, we don't see Diogo Dalot inverted playing as the left wing back. Amass can be that player. And I honestly think the left wing back looks better on him than the left back would, because in this back three, that his physique perhaps is not perfect for being in the back on the left hand side of the defense. So I think for me it's a feel good thing. I mean these are the things we've got now to be happy about as Man United supporters, because first of all, we are never going to finish in the top four. We are not going to be relegated. We now know we are mid-table. That's how we are going to be. The best we will be is maybe 10th or just above 10th on the pile. But we can as well just, concentrate on the players who come in, the youngsters and what they do. Just enjoy them as Ruben Amorim keeps gifting them to us, because that's the only thing left for us to do. But also I love the fact that the players now are playing with less pressure, because I think they know now that mathematically they can't be relegated. So they are now expressing themselves and playing with a lot of, confidence now and a bit of ease. Yes, you could see, and Amorim admitted that they were looking tired in moments, and you could see that how they were failing to pass, find each other in a pass, or how they were failing to control an easy ball or run a little more, understandably because they were a bit tired. But the fact that they can still hold it together and get such a convincing win against a team trying to fight relegation, for me, is a good thing. It shows you that everyone is confident and comfortable, and they do what they have to do, because Man United is supposed to be able to beat a team like Leicester City, however tired they are. They have got to have the confidence to just get it done. And I think that's exactly what they did. It wasn't an exceptional performance like it was against Real Sociedad, or like they tried to do against Arsenal. It was just an okay performance. And for me, an okay performance is good enough, especially against teams you're supposed to beat as Manchester United. So beautiful stuff there. Good positives to look at. If I were to rate Harry Amass's cameo out of 10, I would probably give him a cool 6.5. I thought it was way above average if you look at the stats, but even what the eyes saw, I think it was promising. It was worth it. He was ripe. And you look at these kids and how Amorim brings them on, and you're thinking, you give it to him. He's not there by mistake, because he introduces the right kid at the right time. You know, that's not easy. He doesn't just throw them on. He just brings on the right kid at the right time, and it looks perfect for them. When he brought on Chido Obi, he felt like he could have perhaps brought him on earlier, but then in hindsight, you think about it and say, perhaps it was the perfect timing for him to be making his Man United debut. Talk about Toby Collier. I love how he brings on Toby Collier, looking like an impact substitute lately. Love to see it. So for me, guys, I must say, without fear of missing my words, that Ruben Amorim is actually looking like he is the perfect manager for this rebuild, because he knows how to make use of these young players. For me, that's all I was looking for. There are managers who just don't know how to make use of players. Amorim clearly knows how to make use of these young players. He knows who to bring on when. He knows how to motivate them and make them feel comfortable and calm. Because you don't think Aiden Heaven and Chido Obi and Harry Amass play comfortably like this, or Toby Collier, just because they are gifted players. Yes, they are, but I think how they are introduced also matters a lot. How the coach prepares them to come on also matters a lot. And you want to give Ruben Amorim a lot of credit for that, because it is definitely looking good and you'll have to see it. Harry Amass, such a baller. Tell me, in your view, how impressed were you with Harry Amass, and do you think he should be the designated backup left wing back behind Patrick Dorgu? Drop down a comment and let me know. My name is Webb. For me, I'm impressed. Very soon, a few more games, Harry Amass will be Dorgu's backup, without a shadow of a doubt. Subscribe, and let me catch you later, fam.